Good morning, dear students. Today we will go back to the um, class for the remaining part of the chapter, the fundamental unit of life. In the last class, we have discussed about the discovery of the cell by the Robert Hooke and some of the content about the diffusion and osmosis in the last class we have discussed. Today we will we will go for the explanation of some of the small functions, some of the small functions which is done by the different cell organelles. Therefore, before going to that, we have to know that the outermost covering of the cell we already discussed in the last class is called as the plasma membrane or the cell wall. And the cell wall have the outer covering in addition to the plasma membrane. They have the rigid outer covering which is known as the cell wall, and the cell wall always lies outside the plasma membrane, and it is generally composed of cellulose. This is a complex substance which provides strength to the plants in terms of the structure, the cellulose. And we have discussed about the three types of solutions: the isotonic, hypertonic, and the hypotonic solutions in the process of osmosis, where we are using the law of diffusion in terms of osmosis for the loss of water through the cell inside or outside the external environment. And the plant cell loses water through the process of osmosis. Therefore, there is a shrinkage or the contraction of the contents of the cell wall from the cell away from the cell wall, and the whole phenomenon is known as plasmolysis. That is, the cell is losing water through the process of osmosis. Either it becomes bigger in size, or the size increases, or it reduced in size in comparison to the surroundings, and the whole process is called as plasmolysis. Inside the cell, the middle portion where whole of the mass of the concentration of the cell of the is there composed of, and it is known as the nucleus. It is known as the nucleus, which is a double layered covering. The nucleus has a double layered covering which is called as a nuclear membrane. Nuclear membrane, which has small holes or the pores which allow the transfer of material from inside the nucleus to the outside. Means to enter or exit the material inside the nucleus or the outside. Now, this nucleus contains chromosomes which are visible as a rod-shaped structures only when the cell is about to divide. When the cell will about to divide, this nucleus, which is containing the chromosomes, which has the genetic information which is carried from the parents to the next generation in the form of DNA. In the form of DNA. They are carrying the genetic material from the parents to the offspring in the form of DNA, which is called as deoxyribose nucleic acid. That is the expanded form of DNA, deoxyribose nucleic acid. And therefore, we come to know that the chromosomes are the genetic materials which are formed from the different genetic materials which are known as genes, and it composed of DNA and protein, which carries the necessary information for constructing and organizing the cells. And the small functional units or the segments of this DNA are known as genes. Now, the nucleus plays a very important role in cellular reproduction. They are playing an important role in cellular reproduction, through which a single cell can divide into two cells or more than two cells. So, dear students, We have so many types of organisms. We have discussed that unicellular organisms are there. You know about the multicellular organisms are there. Now, based on the nuclear region, the organisms are also classified, or the cell has been classified into two forms, and they are called as prokaryotic cell or the eukaryotic cell, based on the nuclear region. How many number of nucleus is present there, or the nucleic acid which forms the nuclear region are present, which are called as, the smaller units are called as nucleoid. Now, the organism which lacks, whose cells lack a nuclear membrane, the organisms whose cells lack a nuclear region, they are called as prokaryotic organisms or the prokaryotic cells. Means primitive or the primary organism. Pro means primarity, primitive or the primary, and karyoton means, karyon means the nucleus which has lack of nucleus. And the organisms which have a well-defined nuclear membrane, such organisms are called as eukaryotic organism or have the eukaryotic cells. Now, the difference is already given in the book about the prokaryotic cell and the eukaryotic cell. Prokaryotic cell is generally small in size and eukaryotic cell is generally larger in size. Prokaryotic cells lacks the nuclear region, but there is a well-defined nuclear region which is surrounded by a nuclear membrane in a eukaryotic cell. The chromosomes which is present in the prokaryotic cells are single, but there are more number of chromosomes which is present in the eukaryotic cells because they are the well-advanced organisms. The membrane bound organelles which performs functions are absent generally in prokaryotic cells, but this membrane bound cells are present in the eukaryotic organisms to carry out different functions. So this is the difference between the prokaryotic cell and the eukaryotic cells. Now, we know already in the last class we discussed about that the components through which the cell has been made up are called as the cell organelles. The components through which we are forming or have the structure of the cell, they are known as the cell organelles. And there are so many different cell organelles which is present in the cell. We will discuss about some of the cell organelles and their functions in this chapter which is mentioned. The first cell organelle which is present in the animal cell as well as in the plant cell is called as endoplasmic reticulum. It is called as endoplasmic reticulum, simply known as ER. And this endoplasmic reticulum are of two types. It is called as RER, rough endoplasmic reticulum, and SER, which is also called as smooth endoplasmic reticulum. They look like the back. It looks like a long tubules or round oblique bags, the vesicles, which are of two types. I already told, SER, the smooth endoplasmic, and the rough endoplasmic, which performs the different functions. Now, the manufacture of proteins has been done with the help of the endoplasmic reticulum. The rough endoplasmic reticulum has ribosomes attached to its surface, which is the main site for the manufacture of proteins. Therefore, the rough or the endoplasmic reticulums manufacture the protein, and the smooth endoplasmic reticulums generally used in the manufacture of the fat molecules, which are also called as lipids. And these proteins and lipids helps the cells in the formation or the developing of the building of the cell membrane. And the whole process of developing the cell membrane with the help of the endoplasmic reticulum, either it is the rough endoplasmic or the smooth endoplasmic reticulum, the whole process is called as membrane biogenesis. The whole process is called as the membrane biogenesis. Some more functions are there for the endoplasmic reticulum, which helps in the transport of materials, different materials from one region to the another region. This was about the function and the structure of the cell wall known as the endoplasmic reticulum. The next cell organelle which is mentioned is your Golgi apparatus, which is given, this name was given from the famous biologist whose name was Camillo Golgi. Camillo Golgi. And this Golgi apparatus generally consists of a system of membrane bound vesicles. They have different membrane bound vesicles which are arranged parallel to each other in the form of a group or a pattern, which are generally called as cisterns, and they generally have the connection or the link or the relation between the endoplasmic reticulum and the material which is synthesized near the endoplasmic reticulum is packaged and dispatched to the various regions or the target or the sites inside or outside the cell with the help of this Golgi apparatus. They are sending the various material which is synthesized by the endoplasmic reticulum. It is sent through the Golgi apparatus inside or outside the cell. As well as they are used for the storage, for the modification, for the packaging of the different products which are formed in the cell. And some of the complex sugars may also be made from the simple sugars in the Golgi apparatus. And they are generally involved in the another formation of another cell organelles which is called as lysosomes. So students, this is the second cell organelles which is called as the Golgi apparatus. Now we will go to the next cell organelles which is called as lysosomes. Lysosomes is a kind of the waste disposable system of the cells. Whatever the waste materials which is formed inside the cell has to be removed out, and this is done with the help of the lysosomes. Means it helps to keep the cell clean by digesting the different kinds of foreign materials as well as the worn out cell organelles. Why they can do it? Because the lysosomes are able to do this because they contain powerful digestive enzymes which are capable of breaking down all organic materials. Therefore, during the disturbance in the cellular metabolism, for example, when the cell gets damaged, lysosomes may burst and the enzymes digest their own cell. So that the lysosomes may burst, so that the enzymes can digest the cell. Therefore, especially the lysosomes are also known as the suicide bags of the cell, because they contain the digestive enzymes, they can digest any foreign materials, therefore they are also called as the suicide bags of the cells. Then the next cell organelle is your mitochondria, very important. This mitochondria is also known as the powerhouse of the cell. Whatever the energy required for doing or performing the different various functions or the chemical activities inside the cell has been done with the help of the mitochondria, which is known as the powerhouse of the cell. In this mitochondria, what happens? They have different kinds of energy molecules which are known as ATP. ATP means adenosine triphosphate molecules which is present, which are also known as the energy currency of the cell. They are stored there, and whenever necessary, this energy is used from the ATP molecules to perform various functions. Now the mitochondria are such type of organelles intense, they have their own DNA, that is the genetic material deoxyribonucleic acid as well as ribosomes, and which are used or to make or for the manufacture of the proteins, so that mitochondria can manufacture or make their own proteins inside the cell. And the last cell organelles which is given is the plastid. Generally this cell organelles does not present in the animal cell, this is only present in the plant cells. And these plastids are of different types. They may be chromoplast, which has the colored pigments, the colored plastids, the leucoplast, which are called as the white or the colorless plastids. Now when the plastids containing the green pigment called chlorophyll, then such plastids which are present in the plant cells are called as chloroplast. They will be called as chloroplast, and we know that why they are important. They help in the photosynthesis. Chloroplast also contains various coloring components or the pigments which are in yellow color or the orange pigments in addition to the chlorophyll. And leucoplast are primary organelles which has the materials, starch, oils and proteins are stored inside the leucoplast, the colorless plastids. These plastids also, like the cell organelle mitochondria, can manufacture or make their own DNA and ribosomes, and generally present in the plant cell only. It is not found in the animal cell. Then another cell organelle is given, which is the last one, which is known as the vacuoles. They are the storage sac or the bags which is made or have for the storage of solid or the liquid contents which is present in the cell. These vacuoles are very small in size in animal, but in plant it is larger as compared to the animal cell. And in the plants, these vacuoles or the bags are full of the cell shape or the liquid or the solid material which is contained, which provides the turgidity and the rigidity to the plant cells. And the plants can store many substances inside the vacuoles. For example, amino acids are there, sugars are there, various kinds of organic acids and proteins are there. That is there. Therefore, we can say that each kind of cell acquires its structures. They have the ability to perform various functions because of the organization of its membrane and organelles in the specific ways or the patterns. Therefore, the cell has a basic structural organization, and this helps the cell to perform functions. We know that in the earlier classes also, we are getting in the lower classes various functions of the cell like respiration. We know that to how to obtain the nutritions by the different organisms, clearing about the waste materials, that is the excretions, transportations is there, and forming new substance like the amino acids or the proteins. These are all done with the help of the cell. Therefore, we can come to the conclusion that cell is known as the fundamental and the structural unit of all living organisms, or simply we can call it as cell is the basic or the fundamental unit of life. So dear students, this is given about the cell. Based on this, some of the questions are there inside the book and in the exercise, and some of the questions I will give you take insight from the book I will send, so that you can write in the notebook. And dear students, we have already completed about the motion chapter in the class when we are doing the classes. Based on that motion chapter, some of the numerical or the mathematical questions I will do and explain in the next class, so that you can try yourself about the numerical or the mathematical question based on the motion and the different equations of motions are there. How to use these different equation of motion, I will explain in the next class. Thank you.